everyone's
members,
ID number.
as she has requested, let me protect her because she might not be privy to the ID numbers of the of the siblings.
Okay.
So maybe if you have another question, and yes,
Chair.
Honorable Keter.
Chair, make me to understand this, Chair. Then what is the difference between those other workers that it was stopped with Nancy? What is the difference? Because from the explanation, he has just explained how he entered into the system. The system also was stopped from 2018, 3 years later. And then the revocation was done. What is the difference?
Honorable Keter, that issue, we had dealt with that issue when she answered on the compliance. So let us just leave that issue. We had dealt with that issue. Maybe now I will go to the Vice Chair.
Honorable Chair, there is an issue.
Yes.
I have looked at the report from PAC, and they indicate that the Vice Chair is acting chair. Can she confirm whether indeed she is acting chair or she is Vice Chair? Because I see that the report, and she has appended, there's a picture on top in the beginning. Is she a Vice Chair or acting chair?
Honorable Chair, I am the Vice Chair of the Nandi County Public Service Board, performing the duties currently of the Chair.
So did you approve of this report the way it came? Because as I have said, I have seen that you have a what is it called? I'm unable to find it, but there is a section, the introductory section, where you introduce us to it. Do you agree with it or disapprove? Because it says it puts your name as acting chair.
And I think sometimes it does happen erroneously. It could be just a typo error. But at the moment, I am the Vice Chair.
Madam Chair, you know, I had ruled that let us restrict ourselves to the questions so that we saved on time. Okay. And the honorable member is asking you, do you go as per the report of the Public Service Commission? That is the question. It's either yes or no, and we proceed.
He asked me whether I'm the acting chair or Vice Chair. I am the Vice Chair of the board.
Please answer the other question regarding the report. It captures you as acting chair, and you have appended your signature in the opening remarks. So do you agree with it or you disapprove? While he answers that chairman, could she also confirm then whether she has drawn allowances on the acting position or not? And it's just a matter of confirmation only. Yes or no?
Drawing allowances, yes. The reason is, if a person...
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
You said you are Vice Chair?
Yes.
But drawing allowances for acting?
For performing the duties of the chair, which is a certain percentage of the basic salary. The only problem is normally the employee is the one who gets disadvantaged. And I think as long as the position has not been filled and you're performing the duties of that other person, then the law allows for you to draw an allowance that is a certain percentage of your salary, basic pay.
Okay.
Chair.
Honorable.
Chair, allow, you interjected me, eh?
Yes.
For the record of this house, because our officers from the public service oath are under oath. I am aware of two Janet Chepkoskei. One is acting as biometric officer and the other one is acting as patient attendant. So that for when this committee retreats, Mr. Chair, we can identify the two. So
is the officer Nancy confirming that the two are not related in any way to her for the record of this house?
You said they are acting as biometric?
One is working as biometric officer and the other one is working as patient attendant.
Biometric officer and patient attendant.
Yeah. They are two Janet Jepkoske, so you are not related to either of them.
I don't have a sister by the name Janet Jepkoske. You said Janet Jepkoske?
Janet Jepkeme.
She is acting as patient attendant.
No, it's Jacqueline Jepkoske, not Janet.
As patient attendant.
One is biometric officer and
Who
one
is biometric? Kindly chair, through the chair.
Both are Jacqueline Jepkoske. So you are not related to either of the two. You said you have a sister called Janet.
I confirmed when you introduced my family members.
Yeah.
That is the exact line of my family members.
Yeah, we have.
And I confirmed they are my family members.
Yeah, you confirm.
But I confirmed that they don't work.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Honorable Chair,
Okay.
just so that we move from, there was a point at which it seems to be the impression that maybe for a casual to come into employment, there is actually no need for a process. I would like the Vice Chair to confirm, just yes or no, that even a casual requires a process to come in to government, even if it is for a day. Is it true or false?
Casual in what aspect? Because I think even the departments do from time to time employ casuals to perform a specific function and are discharged at that time. And it doesn't come through the board.
I just asked whether there is that requires a process. Is it true or false?
Employed as a casual?
To be, yes.
It depends on the entity that
True
is doing the recruitment at that moment.
So, Madam
But for
Chair,
anybody
Madam
to enter
Chair,
public service, there has to be a process.
Honorable, proceed, please. And I will give honorable members to proceed with their
Honorable Chair.
intervention. Yes, honorable.
Thank you. I have two questions to the board. If given on a scale of 1 to 10 to rate your service as a board, the scale of 1 to 10, what do you give?
Sorry, Honorable Chair, I did not get the question.
Okay.
The honorable member is saying, Madam Vice Chair, as a board, if you are told to rate yourself as a board in a scale of 1 to 10, how many marks will you give to yourselves?
Rate ourselves based on
All the functions of the board.
our functions of the board as stipulated in the
According to
Constitution.
Yes.
And we were to rate the performance of the Nandi County Public Service Board.
Yes. In a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
You give yourself 10.
Yes.
Thank you. My other question, and this one directs to Madam Nancy. What was your position in the year 2022?
In 2022, I was in charge of legal still.
Were you, who was acting? Were you not acting CS county secretary to the board? Secretary to the board.
I was the acting CEO in 2021 to some time in 2022. I think to May. Yeah, to April 2022.
So
I was performing the functions
order, honorable members and Madam Nancy, for clarity and for it to be captured well. You've said and it is unanswered already. You were the acting CEO.
Sorry, I was performing the functions of the CEO between 2021 and around May 2022, when I proceeded on leave and someone else was appointed to act in the same position.
Now, during that year, 2022, there are some extension contract letters that were signed by you. Is it true? Yes or no?
It's true.
Thank you.
Something that you forgot, because this is a house of record. Nandi should have failed to this committee certificate for certified public secretary for the purposes of record and confirmation.
On the same vein, Honorable Chairman.
Maybe honorable members, and let me give directions that Nancy, please submit all your academic credentials to this committee.
Honorable Chair, in the same vein.
Order, honorable member, and I will allow you by 3 today.
That's in a letter.
In the same vein, Honorable Chairman, could we have the originals of these letters assigning duties and appointing her as acting CEO? Or they are already supplied? The originals.
I didn't supply the original. I came with copies. But if the committee would need my originals, I will avail them.
I request, Chairman,
okay,
that
honorable members, I have ruled that let us submit by 3 today all the academic credentials and including the originals. You will just bring the originals, but after it has been ascertained, you will go back with it.
It's okay, Chair.
Thank you.
Maybe, yeah,
Yes, Honorable Tarbe.
I'm losing track somewhere. So before these other letters assigning her as the acting CEO, was she the CEO before, like Honorable Koko has asked? Because the letters for the governor are only for 2023 and 2024. So where are the letters for the 2022 when she was acting CEO again?
I will still avail them, Chair, because I didn't know they would be needed. But I can still avail, as you've directed that I avail all my documents.
I think that is in order, honorable member. Let us proceed to the next session.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mosby.
My question to the team before us, that is the Public Service Board. You have Article 47, which provides for fair administrative action, because fair administrative action to the people of Kenya. Of course, we're Nandi County, part of the people of Kenya. This provision also provides for expeditious, fair, and lawful treatment in regards to employees. I want to ask through the chair. We are here because of a crisis that is active. Are the people who are out there, the employees who are out there, have they been given fair administrative? Are they serving? Are they being treated fairly? Maybe if I get an answer to that, I can proceed to ask one more question.
Maybe Honorable Vice Chair, you can respond to that.
Honorable Chair and members of this committee, acknowledging and appreciating the summons issued to us and all the matters that are before us, in recognizing that this is a house of guided by the Constitution, a house of law, and all that, we are mindful of the sub judice rule. And as much as we would have wished to discuss all the matters pertaining the issues that are before a court of law, actively we have been taken to court concerning that same matter.
Point of order,
I'd like to
Chair.
say that
Chair. Point of order.
What is the point of order?
Yes, is it in order for acting CEO to mislead this House, Chair, while we know not everyone went to the court? We are only talking of those ones that they did not go for court. Because we know we have two types of teams. 599 only proceeded to the court. What of the rest? We are only talking on those ones that they did not go to court and they are still asking for justice. So that is a blanket statement, Chair. Protect us.
thank you, Chair. It is a substance in the courts, and we can give you the court case. It is a substance in the courts, and as a board, we have been sued.
No, Honorable
Yes.
Madam Chair, yeah? You know, when you explain yourselves further, that is where things get out of hand. You've just been asked a simple question. According to the article that have just been read on fair administrative, the answer should be yes or no, and we proceed, please. The more you want to go into the deeper, that is now, it will open that area of you discussing the issue.
Okay.
And I have ruled that that issue does not apply here because it is in the public domain that not all the workers went to the court.
The substance of the matter is in the court, and we wouldn't wish as a board to really go against it.
Then the question, Chair, in short, the Chair is trying to say they shouldn't have come. They shouldn't have come. If she's trying to run away from a matter, I know there are meetings now going on, Chair, about your actions. Are all those meetings then not discussing this matter? I wanted to ask about your expeditiousness, because people are dying, Chair. And the chair here is claiming that we are discussing matters that are in court.
With all due respect, Honorable Chair, as a board, we would, because we're already in court over this matter, we wouldn't wish to discuss anything that is sub judice. Your own standing orders talk of the same.
Okay. I think the Vice Chair, you just, you know, if you can give an answer to the affirmative, the issue is done with. Do you feel that the crisis at hand, was there any fair administrative action? Let me pose the question to you as the chair, yes or no, and we proceed.
The board always acts in fairness.
Honorable members, let us proceed.
So what is our answer, Honorable Chair?
I think I'm concluding that she doesn't want to answer. So let us proceed.
Okay.
Maybe,
Yes.
Chair, can you allow me to ask a question?
Yes.
Who is the secretary to the board who takes the minutes? Whenever a board holds a meeting, who takes the minutes of the board?
The CEO.
Do the board have reports?
Yes.
I am particularly concerned about the Kaimosi reports here. Were there any reports to that effect, and where are the reports, and why were those reports not submitted maybe to this Honorable House? And if the same board can submit for the reports from Kaimosi to this ad hoc committee?
Honorable Chair, I have said, in fact, we were asked, we have supplied all the reports that were required in our appearance today, and we have supplied. But the matter of Kaimosi, by the way, is also actively, and allow me, Chair, to just mention what is before the court. And one, that is the ongoing case in Eldoret, ELR E02-2024. The following matters have been raised against the board in that matter: the legality of the Nandi County Public Service Board's decision to revoke the appointment letters allegedly taken in contravention of the natural justice in violation of the Fair Administration Act, the alleged arbitrary and unlawful nature of the revocation process, which is said to be in breach of the constitutional standards and procedures fairness. Number 3, the argument that the original appointments were lawfully conducted following proper procedures, policies, and laws governing employment within the county government. Number 4, the contested involvement of the Public Service Commission, which as a non-auditing body is seen to interfere with the county government's independence. And number 5, the implications of the Kaimosi verification exercise carried out by the county government, whose legality is also in question. It is in light of all this, Honorable Chair, and respectively, we seek your guidance in this, because we have been taken to court as the Public Service Board of Nandi, and all the matters are before the court, and it would be subjudicious for us.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Maina.
In as much as you've already ruled, I wonder why the witness keeps on insisting. But anyhow, maybe we could just ask them some direct questions. We are aware about these issues.
Yes.
What you're talking about. Did you undertake an exercise in Kaimosi?
Honorable Chair, we have verified and have supplied what we were. We verified and we have supplied the report when we were requested.
Madam Vice Chair.
Yes.
In my opening remarks, I directed that please restrict yourselves to what you are being asked.
Okay.
You've been asked by the Honorable Maina that, did you undertake an exercise in Kaimosi? The question is, was there an exercise or no? We proceed. Was there any exercise you undertook in Kaimosi?
We did a verification exercise.
So the question is yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you.
What were the results? Just give us a summary.
And it was our own internal mechanism. And the whole subject is in court, as we are saying. The whole matter, that substance is in court. And we wouldn't like to subject the board. Already, the matter is in court.
Honorable Chair, we know very well that we are not even discussing the merits or demerits of what you did. As you might have already seen, Honorable Chairman, even in the question of assignment of some of these hyperbole that we've been taken through by the CEO, we've kept quiet. We didn't talk about the merit or demerit. So we know where the sub judice, what it means. We are not discussing the merit or demerit witness. Just give us the summary of the results. Whatever you did in Kaimosi. Like, for instance, how long did it take?
We have provided to this House what is required.
Tell us now, you are on oath. We know what you supplied. How long did that exercise take?
I'd have to confirm how long it took us, because we took...
Okay.
Chair,
yes.
Chair, I know you
Let
are
us
about
proceed, please.
to conclude. I still want to find out whether Nancy, at any given point, acted as a CS.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I have never been a county secretary. I know what led to the confusion is by virtue that my title is CS. CS is a certified secretary. It is not county secretary.
Honorable
So I
Chair.
have never been a county secretary before.
Still, Chair. Chair.
Chair, it is like a CPA. Someone calls themselves CPA somebody.
Okay,
So it is
okay.
CS.
Okay.
Chair.
I order honorable members, please, and order, please consult in low tones, please. The vice chair and the board. Is the board accountable to this house?
Yes, as an oversight.
So, where does the matter of sub judice applies, and the board must be answerable and accountable to this house. And for your information, the powers of this honorable house are equated to that of the High Court. Is it true or false?
Yes, it is.
I've asked
As
you a
treated as.
question. Is it true or false?
It is, and yet when it comes to sub judice.
Thank you, Honorable.
Chair, allow
Vice
me
Chair.
to ask a question
Yes, Honorable Tarbey.
to the Vice Chair. The Vice Chair, when was this matter taken to court? The matter you are saying it is active in court.
This case.
Okay, for your consumption,
Allow Chair, please,
maybe
please allow
before-
me Chair,
okay.
because I lose my thought of when was the matter taken to court?
Honorable Chair, 24th day of September 2024.
Yes, and when did you advertise the positions for the Department of Health? Did the board advertise any vacancies?
Yes, we have advertised.
When was they advertised?
We advertised last week on Friday.
So were you not contravening a matter that was in court by advertising? Because if the matter is in court, how then do you go ahead and advertise the same position? Is that not sub judice?
Chair, Honorable Chair, let me just clarify one thing. The matter that is in court is in relation to revocation of letters that we did.
Did it affect the staff in the health department?
It affected across board. But that does not stop the board from exercising its mandate, as it were.
Thank you.
Which in this case, and I will say this, that in fact, among the people who are outside are health workers, that is true. But the board has not been stopped from exercising its mandate.
okay.
And therefore, this
Honorable members, please, let me, so that we avoid the, I want us to raise that issue, and
So, Honorable Chair,
and,
before you raise,
please, honorable members, please let us stand guided. Or
before you raise,
Tarbey.
Yeah, because if the board who dismissed the doctors have gone ahead and advertised positions, and then they want to tell this house, which is mandated to do oversight, that they cannot do an oversight, when themselves are violating the same court ruling by advertising position, why wouldn't they wait first, Chair? Because, you know, these are double standards. Because the board is in, they have taken, the matter is in court, that they dismiss the people irregularly. The matter is active in court, and they are going ahead with the advertisement and all the shenanigans, and then they can come to this honorable house where we are doing our oversight, and they are telling us we cannot talk about these matters. So, comparing talking about the matters and going ahead and violating the court rulings by advertising the positions, Chair, Vice Chair, please, take this honorable oath with the seriousness it deserves. Thank you.
Honorable Vice Chair.
Yes, Chair.
I want to read you Article 195 of the Constitution of Kenya. County Assembly power to summon witnesses. 95(1). A county assembly or any of its committees has power to summon any person to appear before it for the purpose of giving evidence or providing information. 2. For the purpose of Clause 1, an assembly has the same powers as the High Court. 2. 1. Enforce the attendance of witnesses and examine them on oath, affirmation, or otherwise. Compel the production of documents. And finally, issue a commission on request to examine witnesses approved. So, Honorable Vice Chair, if this assembly has the powers of even issuing a commission to examine witnesses approved, is there any order prohibiting this, Honorable House, from discussing the matters that you have laid? Is there any order?
Honorable Chair.
I've asked a question. Is there any order?
Your own standing order, number 88(1).
I'm
and
saying this is
45,
the
3.
supreme is the law is the supreme law.
Yes.
The Constitution is the supreme law. So I've asked you a question. Is there any order prohibiting this House from discharging its mandate? Is there any order?
No.
No, thank you. So maybe I will take you back to Article 185 of the same Constitution. Legislative authority of the county assemblies. Legislative authority of a county assembly is vested and exercised by its county assembly. A county assembly may make any laws that are necessary for or incidental to the effective performance of the functions and exercise of powers of the county government under the 4th schedule. So, Honorable Chair and the board, the issue of the sub judice does not apply to this House as per now. So maybe we shall proceed with the interrogations by the...
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Bet.
Honorable Chair, I'm not Bet but Kogo. Thank you. Allow me to ask the board, what is the criteria or terms of one to be promoted from one job group to the other one?
Chair, so we go ahead and handle that, but I just wanted to mention that even if a jurisdiction has the same
Kindly,
status...
Chair, I thought we under second question, you've ruled out on the first question.
Honorable Vice Chair.
Yes.
Answer on the question that has been asked by the Honorable Member.
Promotions are done in the county public service from time to time. There are those that are referred to as common cadre promotions. The common cadre promotions depend on the position at the time. And there are others that are given subject to several variants. For example, if a department has the same positions in their establishment and have requested the existence of those positions and the vacancies that are available.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. May I now direct this question to Madam Nancy. Kindly tell this ad hoc committee, in the year 2018, what was your job group? Specifically come January. and tell us what was your job group thereafter and when.
Madam Nancy.
For me
please.
not to misguide this house, can I avail all those things as the chair directed, kindly?
For you, 2018, through the chair, just a simple question. What was your job group in the year 2018, January?
But 2018 is quite a length of time. I wish I could even refer to my payslip. Now my phone is over there.
Okay, number 2.
We can assist you. I see through the chair. Can the ICT project?
So tell us between 2018,
Okay.
January, February,
Wait.
and up to date. What is your
Chair-
position right
Chair.
now?
Honorable,
Through the chair.
It's
Chair, for
a
pub-
payslip, a payslip is a personal document.
Thank you, Chair.
We cannot air it.
So through the vice chair,
Yeah, but
what
only
is our
that-
current
Honorable
what
Vice-
is our current job group?
So it is
I
the
am-
job group that she can give us the job group.
Job group P,
Yes.
which I
now-
was given in 2020, and to date, I have never moved a single job.
Now, my question is, kindly avail this house through the vice chair. What was your job group 2018 between January and February? And kindly tell us the reason as to why one is promoted within a period of not even 1 month. Thank you, Honorable Vice Chair.
You know the payslips
Point
that
of
were
order,
out
Honorable
there.
Chairman.
Okay, let us put this out.
Honorable
this meeting
Chair.
in order.
Honorable Chair, point
Okay.
of order. Maybe since we are engaging the witness and she feels that the evidence that might be adduced is of a private nature, Honorable Chairman, I think this house is at liberty to go into camera and so that whatever details we are going to discuss are not necessarily going to be shared with anyone in the public domain, but they must be shared with this committee. So even if we were to break into a camera session, Honorable Chairman, for a few minutes, just to look at these documents so that they can form part of the record of this committee, Honorable Chairman, I request that this evidence must be brought. It must be brought to this committee, and the witness is here today to affirm. Probably maybe the documents we have do not belong to her.
And
Maybe those are not our pay slips.
through the Vice Chair, my final question to
Chair.
Okay.
my final Honorable Chair.
Yes.
May I wind up this way? In recent dates, Honorable Chair, Madam El Seba was in Senate. Were you there recently, Senate Committee?
Yes.
You introduced yourself as chair. Is it true? Yes or no?
Oh, yes, because I was representing the chair of the board.
As a chair or a vice chair or acting?
I was representing the position of the chair of the board.
I'm just asking through the chair a simple question. You introduce yourself as chair.
I think, Honorable Member, please, she has answered that she introduced herself as the chair. So let us proceed, please. Honorable, maybe on the issue of pay slips, maybe I can put it this way.
Chair, there is a very important report before you rule on that. It has to come up clearly, Chair, that we are not interested so much in someone's payslip. What we are just interested is how can someone move within a lifespan of 3 years to almost four job groups, while we know in this county we have people that have worked for many years and yet they are still stagnating in job, the same, no promotion, no job group. So in this case, Chair, it has to come very clear that we are not interested with someone's payslip, but how someone's moved from one job group to the other one. That is what we wanted to get. And even, in fact, Chair can assist us. How many times have they promote people here in county government? Because we know that one we can use those testimonies somewhere else, but not even displaying it here. So I wanted to hear from the Chair, how long does someone stay in one job group to the other?
Chair.
Chair, may I?
Chair, before Madam Wakili answers those questions, kindly you will rule because Madam Nancy, your promotion is questionable. Moving from 2018, a span of 1 year, you are promoted same job groups from KN, and as we talk now, you are in job group B. So kindly, we need to serve other workers or staff in our county the same justice, because you have been promoted, because you are working in the same, you can cook or do whatever you do because you are in the board. So kindly, Chair, rule on that.
Chair, may I just answer something because I have been asked? And just for the record, because this is a house of records, Nancy was not promoted by the board. In the year 2019, when we came in, we wanted to do structural adjustments within the board because the board is an independent body. So what we did was to create 3 directorates to assist in the secretariat. The 3 directorates that we created was 1, the Directorate of Human Resources, the Directorate of Legal and Compliance, and the Directorate of Administration. And we advertised those positions for any suitable or qualified persons within the Nandi County Public Service, because we did an internal one. We did not want to do an external one. And so what the board did was we did not want this situation where you are going to the executive to ask for staff, etc. Because what we wanted to do was to create a public service secretariat that would be answerable to the County Public Service Board. And so we did advertisements, and several people came. I remember there were several people that had even come from the legal department in the executive. And what we did was, those positions that we advertised, we gave the conditions for those positions. Nancy was among those people that was recruited. For us, it did not matter what contracts they were, so long as they made the minimum qualifications of what we required at that time. And we have those adverts, they're available within the board. We did interviews and she qualified. And I think for that record, all the members of the secretariat within the County Public Service Board are not necessarily members of the executive unless they are asked to transfer. And that transfer would be just like any other.
So maybe.
Chair, as you finalize, I just want to read something in our constitution, the Leadership and Integrity Act, Article 73, Chair, subsection 2B, on Leadership and Integrity Act. This board here, P says, objectivity and impartiality in decision making, and in ensuring that the decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favorism, and other improper motives of corruption practices. Chair, based on their submission on the subject matter, Chair, I think you just rule and we move on. I just wanted to inform on the repercussions of breach of the law on matters of leadership and integrity. Thank you, Chair.
May I ask, Chair?
Okay, honorable members, there were some concerns that were raised by Honorable Keter, and it has not been addressed. And the issue was to the Madam Nancy. And let me restructure the question. How many job groups have you moved so far?
Since I was appointed by the body in 2020, I have never moved a single job group. I'm still in the job group that was advertised, and I have never moved.
Thank you. So, honorable members, on that, let us proceed to the next item, and maybe I will.
Honorable Vice Chair,
As an
Honorable
item,
Chair.
first, honorable member, as an item of compliance, you submitted the public service report to this honorable committee. Now, Madam Vice Chair, the report is not complete. The attachments are not there, the appendixes. So, why? Compliance. We had requested the report from the Public Service Commission, but the report that you submitted is not complete, because the report itself shows that there are some attachments that are not there.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. The appendices, it's actually bulky. And at the time that we were submitting this, we did not have electricity in our office and we were not able to photocopy, but we can supply them.
Chair, on that point, what criteria did you use to select that maybe you supplied the half and the other one stay? Because if you don't have power, it was later, you have one which is full and the other one is not there. So if you give us a half and blame the power, which criteria did you use that you are submitting this one, this other part is not being submitted?
We submitted the report. It's only the appendices that are missing.
Honorable Chair.
Yes.
I have a different question, but on this question of the appendices, can they be availed now?
Yes, we would have to go back.
No,
because they're bulky.
Through the guidance of the chair, you can just order our officers to go and collect these appendices while the witnesses are here.
Chair, allow me to make
members.
this comment over the same, because I thought we were among those people who received and we knew that the report was not that voluminous. I thought it was only a matter of availing a copy to this House. Chair.
Honorable Chair, the report is that which we supplied, but the appendices are actually 3 voluminous items.
Honorable Chair, that's fair enough, so that we can make progress.
Okay.
They can order to be brought.
Maybe, Madam Chair, are you aware of a reminder that was made by this honorable committee? Are you aware of that reminder?
Reminder?
On the same issue?
No.
There was a reminder that was made on the issue of you not supplying the full information.
Through the chair, initially we had submitted our documents via email. Then in the reminder, it told us to attach the documents because we had sent the write-up.
So you are aware of a reminder?
Yes.
About the same issue?
It was not about the appendices. It was about all the attachments. So we already attached in the report and brought it. I think you have.
But the report is not complete.
It is only the appendices, Chair, which we can avail.
And there was a reminder to that effect?
To bring the appendices?
Yeah,
No.
the report is not complete. Do you agree with me that the report that you submitted to this honorable House and to the committee is not complete?
Honorable Chair, So that I'm sorry that we have not subpoenaed the appendices. It's only the appendices that are missing. Otherwise, the whole report
So when
is given.
the appendixes are missing, in simple terms, the report is not complete.
We shall supply. Allow
You
us
agree
to
with that?
supply. Yes.
Okay.
Allow us to supply.
Honorable Chair.
Let us proceed.
Honorable Chair.
Yes.
It's my humble request. Can these appendices be availed right now?
Chair.
Maybe I was indulging them to do some consultation so that they can give us a.
Yes, they can be availed. I think somebody can just go for them.
Okay, maybe I will communicate that to the Sergeant at Arms. As we wait the Sergeant at Arms, let us proceed, please.
Yes.
Honorable Sum.
Okay, thank you, Chair. My question, I have two questions. One is that I want to know who wrote revocation letters for those employees who were dismissed. Secondly, Chair, because of the outcome of the exercise that was done by the Public Service Commission that led to a dismissal of the so-called coast employees. Let me ask the board, who should take the greatest responsibility, and why is it that nobody has even resigned because of that mess?
Honorable Vice Chair.
You know, he has asked about the decision of the board. The decision of the board to do whatever we did, whatever the board did, was guided by the law. And the board takes responsibility. That is why the matter is in court, that the board has been presented there as being the person accused or...
Okay, honorable members, and maybe...
Yes, so that Chair...
I wanted first the Vice Chair to answer on the question raised by Honorable Soom. Okay. And for clarity, can you come up again?
Okay, I asked two questions, Chair. The first one is, who wrote the revocation letters that dismissed several employees? And then secondly, who bears the greatest responsibility because of the outcome as a result of the audit done by the Public Service Commission? And why? I thought somebody should have resigned because of that mess.
I think, Honorable Member,
Chair, will you allow me,
on the
because-
issue of resignation, let me not allow that. Let us just take the two questions that who takes the greatest responsibility.
For the decisions of the board, The board takes responsibility for whatever action it takes.
Thank you.
Chair, something very important.
Maybe allow first the two questions to be answered. The issue also is about who wrote the revocation letters?
The board.
The board.
Chair, I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to ask in
Okay,
Chair.
yes, Honorable Mosby.
Chair, I wanted to ask a question that is very, very closely to what has just been answered about the independence of the board. How far is the board independent? Just briefly.
Maybe, Honorable Madam Vice Chair, let me allow Irene
And,
Mogoy to answer to those
Chair,
questions.
Chair.
So that we don't look biased.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable
I also want to seek your protection, Chair, in the manner in which the Chair is treating this team. Before she answers questions, she exhibits what we call a wry kind of smile to belittle, because you don't look at me and smile in a very condescending manner. Chair, you should protect us from that, because
Chair.
Okay, I think, Vice Chair, you've heard the concerns of the Honorable Member. Please correct on that.
I am really so sorry. That is my personality. I'm so sorry. I don't intend to.
Okay. Now, let me allow the two other members, because since you came to the floor of this house, you've not spoken.
Point of order.
And maybe, honorable members, let us allow the questions first to be dealt with, please. Honorable Mogoy.
Yes.
The
Chair.
question that has been put to you.
Yes, I got it.
Yes, can you answer the question?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, honorable members. The member has asked a question about the independence of the board. The County Government Act, Section 57, establishes the County Public Service Board. And in our workings, we have been independent and as a unit of government. Just like the county assembly, we also do receive reports from
So,
county executive.
Mogoy, let me just guide you.
Yes.
The question is very specific. How far is the board independent? Is it fully independent, partially independent, or it is not independent?
It is independent to the extent of the law.
Okay, thank you.
Then,
Madam Irene.
Yes, Chair,
Yes.
because I was following a line of question. How is it then, do you take instructions from His Excellency the Governor? And just to follow up on that, I look at the correspondence.
I think, Honorable Member, please let us not discuss His Excellency the Governor. Maybe reframe your questions if they take instructions outside the board.
Yes, because I look at Nancy's appointment letter. It is signed by one Stephen Sang, Governor Nandi. Both appointments.
Okay, thank you, Chair. The board works with and for the county government of Nandi on matters human resource management. And the correspondences we get is through the county secretary. That is one. The appointing authority for the chief officers, the public service board members, and the secretary to the public service board is done by His Excellency the Governor, and that is provided by the law.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
Chair, so that
maybe so that I allow Honorable Keter. We've not heard about Madam Irene on the independence of the board.
The board is independent as per the law.
Okay, Honorable Keter.
Thank you, Chair. You see, Now we have to get two things clear, Chair, so that everyone else is protected in terms of board. Can the board supply us with a minute that shows they agreed anonymously to dismiss or to send those people home, so that some unanswered question can be answered? Because the way it looks like now, only one person is being blamed for the said. Maybe so the best way that it can enable us to see the independence of the board, it is to avail the minutes that they sat at a certain date and agree that this action must be taken. Because what it is there in social media and what it is being propagated around, it seems it is one person collectivity. So for one, Chair, I hope you will consider that one. Secondly, Chair, is that now that we have known Nancy was sent to public service both on matters to do with legislation, and the same legal matters arose from the same board, that they do things that it is not within within the advisory, within the law. What do you have to say? Because from the look of things, you are seconded to the board so that you can assist them in legal matters. The same where you were sent, we have found that there was a lot of illegality, acquiring letters in a way that it could not. You as a person, how do you feel now? And here again, you are in the same boat where the recruitment is being done, and you see, what do you have to say there?
Thank you, Honorable. Maybe so that you will answer both questions. Honorable members, let us allow the question by Honorable Keter and maybe Honorable Tololei to ask the question. Then we allow the two questions to be answered. Then I will allow Honorable Bates, the two Bates, to proceed and ask their questions.
Thank you, Honorable. Are you giving me the?
Yeah, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. May I allow me to pose a question to the Secretary, Madam Vice Chair? I want to believe that what prompted you to maybe dismiss people from work was the rate at which we are in terms of the wage bill. Now, you come in again and advertise the positions in the Department of Health even before the ruling from the court. Does it not have any impact on the wage bill? Number two, I want to know from the Vice Chair, are the positions in the health sector advertised external or internal? Then I'll continue from there. Thank you so much.
Maybe I will allow, you will take both questions from Honorable Tololei and Honorable Keter. Proceed, Madam Chair.
Let me start with the one for Honorable Tololei, Chair. The advertisements that the County Public Service Board ran are independent in the sense that departments will give their needs as at the time when they see there are gaps. Our decision to do whatever exercise that is now the subject in court had nothing to do with influence from anybody, including even the wage bill, etc. It is not that way. Because it was the decision of the board, and we take the responsibility as the board for whatever actions we did. And we will allow the court process to go on. And once it is determined, I am very sure that all of us will be vindicated.
So may I also know how far are we in terms of wage bill?
At the moment, we are told that the wage bill is at 42%. That is what we hear. We do not have that, because that is a matter that is for the executive, not the County Public Service Board.
So as you hear that we are at 42, maybe normally we are supposed to be at 35. The ballooning wage bill is as a result of your employments under your close watch, Madam Chair. You rated yourself here at 10 out of 10. Yeah. Are you sure of your ratings? We are here as Nandi County. We are not joking, Madam Chair. We are here at this position as a result of your reckless employments in your department. Thank you so much.
Okay. Honorable Keter. I want to proceed with another question through the chair.
I think the questions maybe, hold on, maybe the questions by Honorable Tolole have been answered, but the issues raised by Honorable Keter has not been responded to. Irene, can you respond to the issues raised by Honorable Keter?
The issue raised by Honorable Keter through the chair is whether Nancy is seconded. Am I right? I think, and we've already explained that Nancy came to the Nandi County Public Service Board through an advertisement. So Nancy is not seconded from the executive. Nancy works at the Nandi County Public Service Board.
Okay, maybe I will. Honorable Keter, are you satisfied with the answer? Or maybe...
No, from the presentation, Nancy say you were just seconded. I think you had presentation to, and even up to today on legal matters to the board, to advise on legal matters in that board before you become appointed.
Through the chair, allow me to still explain that.
Okay, honorable members, so that we bring that issue to an end. From the early explanation from the vice chair, she said that they created 3 directorates, and that is where Nancy found herself to the board. So I think that one, let us just rest that matter at that, so that I will allow honorable the 2 bits, and then finally the vice chair. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. One thing that, Chair, I want to inform the officers that are before this committee today, that this is not a session of question-answer. It is a conversation that must change how we do things in Nandi County. It's a conversation that should inform the governance and the leadership of this county on the way forward to correct the messes. And I would ask you, Chair, to inform these members that as they respond, let them know that it's not a session of question-answer. The answers you give should be justifiable and should be informing this House on the way forward. My basic question to you, as a collective responsibility of the board, before any decision of the board is made, are there resolutions of the board? And if there are resolutions of the board on any decision that you are supposed to make, could you please confirm and avail to this House? 2, we are in this mess as a county. The mess that has ever for the first time affected even the health sector, which is a critical sector. Because of the wage bill. You are supposed to advise the leadership of this county on matters wage bill and employment. At what level did you realize that the wage bill is ballooning? At what level? And what are the measures that you put in place to ensure proper recruitment procedure is followed? The reason as to why a number of members have asked the independence of your board is that you've not informed this house who initiates the employment process, who initiates the employment procedure. What does the board do whenever a vacancy arises, and who initiates the process? And to the board, where you sit today, and when I hear you talk of litigation in the court, matters sub judice, and you are the same people who caused the mess that has gotten into court, and you comfortably want to justify the irregularities, the illegalities that you took an oath to protect. On hanging around the sub judice, what did the board do? Is there a solution? Who initiates employment when a vacancy arises? Could you kindly answer those questions? Because we cannot allow you give us stories on a matter that is of much more importance to this country and the public. Some of the employees got into messes because of the way you carry yourselves, the way you do yourself, you do things in your department. There is no professionalism, adherence to the rule of law. Chair, if they are able to give us answers on this, the issue of public wage bill will be put to rest.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. I want to direct that Irene answers the question that has been raised.
Okay, the question raised is several questions in one. Number one, he has asked about the recruitment process, Chair. The recruitment process begins from the department level to the county secretary to the public service board. And as we said, the law stipulates that we recruit for the county, for the county. The next question was on wage bill and the measures that we have taken as a board to address the
Chair,
issue.
please. The answers.
Maybe
I said the answer should be justifiable. Why? He's saying they are recruiting as a board. Let them clearly tell this committee. As you recruit, do you see the adherences and the compliance of the law before recruitment? Whether the department has initiated the process or not, do you look at the compliance and the adherence to the law on recruitment?
Yes, we do. Before we do any recruitment process, Chair, we also request that we have evidence of availability of funds. We write a letter to the executive, to the department through the county secretary, requesting them to confirm whether there is availability of funds for the same recruitment process. Yes.
Now, the member was asking, at what level did you realize the issue of the wage bill? At what level? Now that you've confirmed that you first make request to check on the availability of funds. No, at what level?
Is not being answered here. On this recruitment they have carried out, Chair, let me ask you, what is the name?
Irene.
Do you feel there has been compliance of the law in your day-to-day responsibilities to employ? Do you feel there is a compliance of the law?
Through the chair, yes.
Okay, now, yeah, and on the other question of at what level? Same question to Irene.
On the issue of wage bill, the Department of Finance, of course, advises on the wage bill. And as I said, we must request as a Nandi County Public Service Board before we do a recruitment, the availability of funds.
Chair,
Because
please.
The department.
Chair, were you then advised by Finance Department on matters wage bill? Were you advised?
Irene.
The wage bill is not within the purview of the Nandi of the board. But,
Chair, she has said they receive advice from Finance Department on the percentage of wage bill. I have asked a very simple question, Irene. Please concentrate.
Maybe honorable member, please, for guidance, Madam Irene, if you don't have an idea, don't struggle. If you don't have an idea on that, please let us move forward.
Allow me to still try an answer. Is that
you know, Madam Irene, you are on oath.
Yes.
And it is on record that you said you were advised by the Department of Finance. You are on record.
Allow me to explain.
And if you want to know, the time you go into that microphone, it is automatically recorded. So you are on record that you were advised by the Department of Finance. Are there any documentary evidence to prove that?
Chair.
Allow me.
Let us allow her, please.
Chair, please.
No, honorable member, let us allow her first, and then.
You know, the reason as to why I'm asking, Chair, she cannot keep on to say there evidence, and she has not affirmed. I've asked it based on the answer she gave. And she said they are being advised by the finance team on matters wage bill, which balloon over 2 years. Were you at any point advised on the extent of wage bill? And I just need a yes or no answer. And now that you've said you're being advised, can you tell us, were you advised?
No.
Thank you.
Chair.
Maybe I will give Honorable Bates.
Yes, my question, Honorable Chair, allow me to pose the question to the Vice Chair for the purposes of clarity and records. Did the board issue any formal communication to the staff who were removed from the payroll? If yes.
The question has not been answered, Chair. Resolutions of the board on the decision they make on daily basis. Whether they have those resolutions and if they are available, let them provide to this house, because that then informs the decisions of this board. And this will disapprove whether there are any external interferences on matters to do with employment.
Can I?
Mogoi?
Yes, thank you, Chair. The board is a corporate body, and all the resolutions, its meetings and resolutions are communicated by the secretary. So we have resolutions in all our meetings. And if the resolutions affects the executive, then the secretary communicates to the county secretary. We have the resolutions.
So, Honorable,
Chair.
are you answered? And
They have confirmed that they have. Let them have failed for the last 2 financial years. The resolutions of the board touching on employment.
Madam Chair, I direct that those resolutions be supplied to this committee together with the minutes to that effect.
And then there was
Honorable
a question
Chair.
Yes.
about
I have an issue.
The honorable member, there is
Chair.
an issue that have been asked directly to the vice chair. Let us allow that issue first to be dealt with, so that I will give you an opportunity. Honorable
Yes.
Vice Chair.
Yes, there was a question that he asked about people that were put or removed from the payroll.
Yes, Chair,
Right,
let me put my question very clearly. Did the board issue any formal communication for the staff who were removed from the payroll? Was there any minute of the board for the same revocation? I mean, did you start? If so, submit the minutes for the justification of the revocation. Was there any memo?
In fact, part of what was asked us to supply, I think that was part of the resolutions of the board to make decisions that were affecting this matter that is in
You know,
court.
Honorable Vice Chair, for clarity on that issue, you've just supplied an explanation. You've just supplied an explanation, but you've not given us
The minutes, Honorable Chair.
So I think you will just supply the minutes on that effect,
And the timeline.
so that we can check on it.
Yes, because what was asked was the resolutions of the board. And I wanted to say this, that the payroll is not within the purview of the board. Our decisions as the board, if there are decisions that touch on any department within the county, then we communicate the same. And so, and from time to time, we also give whatever advisory or decision, then they are communicated by the secretary of the board.
Okay, thank you, Honorable.
Yes.
Are you satisfied? Satisfied?
Honorable Chair, how does the board communicate to the staff? That is another supplementary question. How does the board communicate to the staff?
We have authorized officers to whom the County Public Service Board has delegated some of the responsibilities. And if we have communications to make, then we make our communications through the county secretary or through our authorized officers, who are the chief officers.
Thank you. Maybe
Okay.
I will.
Yes, Honorable Chairman, this question regards the other member. I should have raised it earlier on. Can it be someone, because we are dealing with matters of the service board. I have not heard an explanation whether he is indisposed or whatever nature, and whether we are going to give him time to come alone in his own personal capacity. I wish, Chairman, that as we proceed, can it be recorded? Can you rule on that question? Mr. Chemwar, is it? Where is he, and can he be summoned to appear now?
Okay.
Through you, Chair, let me just clarify that.
I did not ask a question to the witness. I asked you, Chair.
Honorable Member, according to our records, we had the letter summons sent to the person in question, and now that he has not turned up for this session, I think that one will be left for the committee to deliberate on that.
Is it true that he at some point acted as the CEO? Or what has he been acting on? What capacity?
No, Mr. Chembor is a board member, just like all of us here.
Okay.
Okay, so then I have two other questions, Honorable Chairman, for the Vice Chair to confirm to us how long has she been drawing these others, allowance on top? For how long?
For as long as the position of the chair is vacant, the person who is...
I said how long?
From... Is it 2021, I think. Okay, I think from 2022 when the substantive chair left.
Could you explain to this committee whether under natural circumstances, anybody, probably for some reason, the boss, as it were not in office, that they would begin to draw an allowance without any formal letter or formal undertaking from the employer?
Sorry, maybe you can ask that question
I mean,
again?
if say, now let's take your case. Your chairman left about 3 years ago. And so you just assumed his salary, or probably you started drawing an allowance. Is it okay now that you are a human resource body, so for somebody to begin drawing a salary or some emolument without any formal undertaking by the employer? Is it okay? Is it appropriate?
What do you mean by formal?
Just exactly that. Formal.
Because compensation to employees, compensation to any person that works is given.
Would you agree with me, through the chair, that any emoluments, and I believe that these are what you enforce. I want to imagine, Honorable Vice Chair, that you are conversant with Article 10 of the Constitution on values, and that you are also conversant with Article 232, and that you could have been sworn in to protect this. Is it appropriate? Would you even begin drawing any emolument yourself without being formally engaged and sworn in? Would you?
Any compensation given always accompanies whatever responsibilities have been assigned.
So can you assume responsibilities that have not been assigned to you?
No.
Thank you.
Chair.
I'm happy with that. Could Vice Chair also, so that we rest this issue, to the CEO, how do you regard yourself? Are you a public servant or a member of the board?
I am a public servant, but acting in the position of secretary.
That's okay.
Okay.
Are you satisfied? Did you satisfy yourself that there are conditions for somebody to be in the position of secretary to the board?
Yes.
What are the conditions?
One is that of being a certified public secretary.
Can you give us the negative? What is it that is disallowed?
In acting.
No, to be a CEO of the board. What does the law expressly disallow?
Unless you can guide, then I confirm, or because I know for one to be a secretary, it should be a certified one. In good.
I said what I asked through the chair. Please, Chair, let the witness answer the question. What does the law expressly disallow?
Maybe conditions like bankruptcy, of unsound mind, then you will not be able to act. As far as I know, if you are certified secretary, you can act.
Since you want to be helped, and I'm not a lawyer, I want to say, is it true that the law does not allow a public servant to be part of the board?
You know, Chair, it should be clear that I am acting in the position. And acting appointments can only be done by a person who is a serving officer.
Okay,
serving officer.
Through the chair, having said that, and I know you quoted Section 64, and I would like all of you to also tell us whose power that is. Are you conversant with Section 64 of the Act?
Yes.
What does it say? What does it talk about?
It talks about the qualifications to act.
Okay. So
And it says no unqualified person shall be appointed to act in a position. And it gives conditions that that acting appointment should not disadvantage any other person who is serving in the public service. And it should not interfere with the expeditious filling
anyway,
of
I'm
that
happy,
position.
I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Vice Chair, the power to appoint people, either substantively or in acting, which body has that power in the county government?
Depending on which positions, there are those positions that are expressly the appointing authority is the governor, and there are those that...
I just asked which body.
So I say depending on the position, like there are those that are for the Public Service Board, and there are those that are done by the governor.
Okay, tell us and point us to the law. Those that are of the governor for acting.
The positions that the governor appoints are the county executive, that is CCMs, chief officers, Public Service Board, and Public Service Board Secretary.
Can you confirm to this house that he appoints it with the approval of this house?
For the substantive positions, yes.
Could you draw us to the place for acting? Now that you're in charge of HR,
Section 64 of the County Governments Act that you quoted says that a person shall not be appointed to hold public office in an acting capacity unless the person satisfies all the prescribed qualifications for holding that position in public. Acting appointments shall be made only by the lawful appointing authority for a specified period. And the other things is nothing in this section shall prevent.
Hold on, Chair. Specified period. To Nancy and Vice Chair, was there any specified period for you to act? And if there is in written, could you provide to this house?
I am the vice chair of the board. I am not acting vice chair. And I was elected the vice chair upon the inception of the board legally. The positions to act within the positions, and like in this case, it is said the appointing authority, and I have said who the appointing authority is.
Chair, you've mentioned, what are you acting currently?
I am the vice chair performing the duties of the chair until such time when...
I'm just asking, is there any position on acting capacity that you hold today?
I am performing the duties of the vice chair.
I'm just asking a simple question, Chair. Do you have any acting position now? Are you in any acting capacity?
I am performing the duties.
Please, Chair, guide us. I'm asking a very simple question.
Vice Chair, please.
Maybe.
Just answer the question that have been asked.
Do you in any way, in acting capacity of any position? Yes or no? Silence. Chair, just hold on. So you are not in a position to answer, right? You don't understand whether you hold any position in acting
Honorable
capacity.
members, I want to direct that at some point, some issues are left for our consumption, please.
May
So
I
the-
finalize, Chairman, because I was on the floor, and since the witness keeps insisting that she's performing the roles of the chair, I wish for you to draw us to the place in the law where the roles of the chair are expressly provided, the ones that you are performing.
Maybe, Chair.
Maybe as they consoled.
Chair, allow just to pick from what the Vice Chair has read. Maybe she can read once more, the clauses she read, because I have a question in that line.
On that note,
why don't you allow me to finish? Okay, sorry.
Maybe.
I actually supplied this to you on the designation. The County Public Service Board, which is established under the Section
Honorable Chair, since we don't have so much time, I just wish for the witness to read for us directly a place where express provisions are made for the chair, and say the chair shall perform the following. If you can read for us that, we will be happy. If there isn't, we will be happy all the same.
There is.
Just read them.
Okay, let me just quote the right one. The chairperson, that is the functions of the chairperson of the Public Service Board. Otherwise,
the section, so that we read also.
it is Section 58 of the County Governments Act, because the chairperson of the board, you know, when it talks of the composition of the board, which comprises of a chair, members, and a secretary, it says that the County Public Service Board shall elect a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and this is provided for.
Please read the functions of the chair. You've been performing these roles. Why don't you tell us? For 3 years.
Two main functions. You see, the board functions as a corporate body.
Where are they in the law?
The functions of the board.
Of the chair.
When the board is appointed as a corporate body, the chair performs one is to chair meetings
through the chair.
and to
Through
set
the chair.
agenda.
Please guide this witness, Honorable Chair. She has said times without number that she is performing the roles of the chair. Can you give us the roles of the chair in the law, the ones that you have been performing?
To chair board meetings, to set the agenda for the board meeting.
I'm talking about in the law. We are not talking about administrative.
Draw us to the law, Chair. Let her draw us to the law.
Okay, honorable members, I think that
The functions of the board are stipulated in Section
Order, Vice
58.
Chair. I think that issue should be let to rest.
Yes. And before you put to rest the Honorable Chair,
Yes.
the Vice Chair is lying to this Honorable Committee. From the first conversation, she said she is withdrawing allowances for the duties of chairperson. And she is disagreeing that she is not acting. Chair. Is it evil to act?
I think, honorable
Chair.
members, I directed that some issues should be left for our consumption.
Now,
Chair, allow me one question.
This is
Maybe I will allow Tarbei and
Yes.
then Mosbei, and then we move to the next item, please.
Yeah, it's on the question is directed to the Vice Chair, but in respect to the acting CEO, she has the Vice Chair has read us the qualification on the acting capacity, which she read and says that a person shall not be appointed to hold a public office in an acting capacity unless the person satisfies the prescribed qualification to hold the public office. So the CEO told us that she was appointed on an acting capacity when she was not yet a certified public secretary. What is your take on the same? Vice Chair.
At the time that she was appointed to act, and I have the letter here, the assignment of duties, she was already a certified secretary.
I think for clarity, there
are two aspects here. There was a
Honorable Vice Chair, let me guide you so that you can just answer the question properly. There was a period around 2021 that has been mentioned that Madam Nancy was acting. Is it true or false?
It's not true. I was assigned the duties. You know, there are two different things, Chair. There is a difference between being assigned duties and the acting appointments. And I have said I will provide clear laws to distinguish the two positions.
Chair.
One is acting, one is assignment of duty.
Members, I wish to direct that we move to the next item, please.
Yes.
Maybe, Chair, before
you are to
we
give me
move-
a chance, Chair.
Before we
I'm not done.
Before we move, Chair,
Let
we
us
confirm
allow order. Let
the-
us allow Mheshimiwa Tarbei to finish. Then I will allow Mheshimiwa Mosbey.
While at the Vice Chair, how many staff were affected? Those who were removed from the payroll.
Do you mean the staff whose letters we nullified?
Yeah.
$18.99.
1899.
Yes.
What was the mode of communication to them? Now that the letters were revoked, how did you communicate to them?
Through the authorized officers.
How? What was the mode of communication?
We wrote letters,
So there was no memo to them or letters to them?
personal. You know, the revocation of letters, just like the Public Service Board doesn't appoint people using a memo. We write individual letters.
Okay, another question, Chair. As an employing authority, what is the procedure of, maybe if someone even has violated the Constitution or maybe the terms of condition of service, what is the procedure for termination of employment? How do you terminate a person maybe from working? What is the stipulated procedure for termination?
Tamogo can answer that.
You are the Vice Chair. I directed the question to
Okay,
Vice Chair.
fine. So terminating or exiting somebody from service is stipulated in Section 75 of the County Governments Act.
The procedure.
Of exiting somebody from the
Yeah.
service,
Yeah.
whether it is by retirement or through a disciplinary process or any other aspects. And I do not understand, probably maybe you can tell me what exactly you mean by terminating a person.
Assume it is a disciplinary process, for example. What is the procedure?
The disciplinary process. There is a whole procedure of the disciplinary process is started by the department. And once the decision has been given, then it is passed to the Public Service Board for appropriate action.
So the one you used, which one did you use as a board?
We did not terminate. We used Section 75 of the County Governments Act, which says if it comes to the attention of the board that an irregularity has occurred, then the board will do the following, which is revoke the decision or direct the concerned head of department or the lawful authority to commence the process afresh or take any other action, including disciplinary action. But what I wanted, Chairman, is please do not allow us, the board, to go into the matter that is already, the substance of the matter that is already in court.
Yeah, now that he has deviated, allow me to ask one final one from the CEO. There is an officer who was affected. I think she's among the 18. You're saying it is 18? 1899. There is an officer working as the Human Resource Development Officer 1. That is Keter Chepkoskei Jacqueline, and was currently acting the administrator at Nandi Hospital. ID number 3368 9328. Is that the same sister you talked about?
But she's not an employee.
Is it the same one?
No.
Okay.
Okay, through the chair.
Proceed.
Yeah. Okay, my question goes to the vice chair, to the board. So, is this the same board which sat in Kaimosi, verified the document, they came back, they sat down, issue appointment letters, and then in a span of less than a year, they went back again, they sat down and issue letters, revocational letters. Is it the same board?
Without
that question, Honorable Vice, I want to give guidance. Answer to the affirmative, either yes or no.
It is the same board that verified staff.
No. Answer to the affirmative. Yes. Is it the same board?
That did the exercise of verification in Kaimosi and nullified letters?
By the Vice Chair. Is it the same board?
This board has been in office since 2019. Yes.
Thank you. Honorable Mosby.
Yes, my question is about the senior officials of this government, some of them CEOs, on leave of service. Can you explain to us how that happens? And then finally, although it's a question that Chairman, you had ruled that we put it to rest, but I want to some clarification. And I think Wakili alluded to the fact that while acting in a position, one should not prevent expeditious and substantive filling of the position in which they act. Now, the chair has been in the position of chair for 3 years now. Isn't it that having acted for 3 years, haven't you prevented the expeditious filling of the position of chair of Public Service Board? So question, what is this leave of service? And how have you been enforcing it? And who are these senior officers who are on leave of service within this government of Nandi? Can you, because you have records, you can provide us.
Let me answer the ones for the expeditious.
Sorry, Chair, through the Chair, leave of absence. I think that is the word.
Let me answer with the last one, where if my being the vice chair and performing the duties of the chair would prevent expeditious filling of that vacant position, which has been even advertised twice. And I think this house knows that there was the first time that it was advertised. People were invited for interview. By the way, we don't do it ourselves. It is done by the executive. So,
point of order. Point of order, Honorable Chair. I think you were ruled out on that issue of acting capacity, and she wants to explain more after being on silent mode.
No, honorable members, for you to get it right, Honorable Mosby has asked a question that by virtue of being the vice chair, has that hindered the recruitment of the chair? I think that is the question that Honorable Mosby has asked. And that is the question that I will restructure. You, by virtue of being the vice chair, has that hindered the recruitment of the chair?
No, in fact, that process, I'm aware.
Now, you've answered the question. there is this and other item of leave of absence. I would like the Madam Nancy to take us through the relevant laws where that item of leave of absence applies.
And Chair, does it apply in the same organization? Does leave of absence apply when you are working in the same organization?
Before Nancy answers, Irene is a classic example, and so is Mwagoi. We are employees of another body, and we have taken leave of absence.
So, what are the terms for the?
If you take leave of absence, you state for the period that you are out, and you are not paid by that organization, the organization to which the leave you are going. For example, like we are TSC employees, and we have taken leave of absence from there to work in the county.
Sir, does it apply for you to guarantee somebody?
Honorable members, let me give guidance
Chair.
so that she can answer it expeditiously.
She has given.
Does leave of absence apply to the same organization?
Yes. If a position has fallen vacant and a person applies and qualifies for that, takes leave of absence and resumes after the contract is over.
Packing of the law, Chair. Packing of the law on that. Whether Employment Act, whether PFM Act, whether County Government Act.
Thank you, Chair. If you read the PSC Regulations 2020, I don't have the exact place, but it gives the conditions that the Chair was asking. One, the officer is given a leave of absence of 3 years, and then it's extended for another period of 3 years.
Chair, could you specify those public service regulations, please, for the purposes of consumption of this House?
I left my gadgets just.
Unless you provide.
I will provide it.
Before you leave,
PSC
Chair.
Regulations 2020.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
In as much as it's not in my position to guide the witness or even to say anything, I wish that they restrict themselves to the Operative Act, because he should be aware, unless he's not, that we are the county government, and the PSC refers to the national government, and it does not apply to us. Unless you confirm that we also operate by the PSC Act. Do you confirm?
Chair, in absence of clear legislation from the county government, the PSC regulations takes over. That's why the County Government Act and the Human Resource Manual of 2016 is operational. But from time to time, the governing body gives out the regulations.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy with that. Chairman, but I think there's something that has come up which is very good, and it should be clarified. Could the officers tell us? Because I think, you see, the questionable thing is whether these people are in office properly, Chairman. Vice Chair, are you a public servant?
Serving in the Public Service Board?
No, I asked you a question. Are you a public servant? Or rather, are you employed by another organization?
No.
Did you say you are, what did you say? So are you employed or not?
No.
Did I hear you mentioning TSC?
At some point, I said at some point, for example, at some point I was an employee and I took leave of absence to come and work in the county at that time.
So are you working with TSC or not?
No, right now I'm retired.
Okay. Next person.
I got leave of absence from PSC.
So you are a TSC employee?
PSC.
PSC?
Yes. Leave of...
Madam Irene, can you use
Okay.
the mic? Eh?
Sorry.
Yes.
I took leave of absence from PSC as a trainer.
And the next gentleman?
I did transfer of service to the county government.
Okay, let's understand. Explain how you transferred. How are you employed? How are you? What are you serving as right now in the county government?
Explain.
Don't explain anything. Just say what you are serving as.
I'm a member of the Public Service Board.
How are you tapped? How did you come to be in that position?
I applied and I was taken in and fitted in by this office, by this house.
And then you transferred services?
Yes.
What does that mean?
There is transfer of service which is provided for by the law.
No. Through the chair, just tell us, you applied.
Yes, I got appointed here.
You applied to who? Let's be clear.
I applied to the panel which was constituted to employ the county public service board members.
Then what happened? Just take us through it.
Maybe I had talked about it. When there was a vacancy, we applied. There was a long list, a short list. We attended the interview. And then we were forwarded for vetting in this assembly. And then on 30th, 31st, we were sworn in. Then I applied for transfer of service from the Teacher Service Commission to the county government of Nandi. So what happened? My employer gave me a permanent transfer because nowadays the terms of service has changed. The TSC does not.
Just hold on. Through the chair, the position which you applied for, how long is it and what form is it?
6 years.
What is it? Is it permanent and pensionable?
It is a contract term.
Is it renewable?
No.
So you transferred which services here? On the other, from TSC, were you PNP?
Yes, I was.
So what were you transferring?
That's why the reason I was given a permanent transfer was because of the difference in the terms of service.
Surely, anyway, you applied to be employed on contract.
Yes.
For a fixed term.
That's true.
So what happens when you finish your term?
Once I finish the term, nature takes its own course.
What is nature? Just tell us what will happen. I'm not talking about nature. Whatever you're talking about.
The contract that the county government of Nandi will have.
So are you now on contract or PNP?
I'm on contract.
And you transferred PNP services?
I think, Chair.
Anyway, Chair, I'm happy, but we will find you whatever it is that we'll find. But that is very strange. It is extremely strange. I think our people should know this. That we have very strange occurrences.
Okay, Honorable Member, let us allow Irene to give us a version of the story. You sought leave of absence.
The PSC provides leave of absence for a period of 3 years, renewable ones. So by the lapse of my contract at the county, my leave of absence at the PSC will end, and I will resume duties.
Now, Irene, what is your take if I pose a question that, don't you see that this privilege of leave of absence is being misused? What is your take?
It is not. It allows an individual, an employee, to gain experiences elsewhere for to be used in when the employee comes back.
We cannot.
Chair, maybe
No,
you can.
yes, Honorable Tarbi.
I pick a term elsewhere. Can she explain what she means by elsewhere?
I meant, say you have two entities, entity 1 and A and B, right?
Honorable Chair, I wish to read. Oh, sorry, my brother.
1 and 2.
I wanted to read the act to the witnesses. And I'm reading to them.
Chair, before member reads, there is a point
Maybe
Madam was explaining from entity 1 to entity 2. She can pick.
Okay. Let us allow Madam to finish. And then Honorable Tarbei, and then I will now allow Minor to read the act.
Point of order, Chair. They are finishing, and my question is not finished. I had asked for them to give us the specific officers in this county government. Chair,
Yeah. Irene.
Yes, Chair. What I meant was...
Speak to the mic, through the chair.
Sorry. What I meant was, we have two entities, and entity A is your employer. Entity B advertises for a position, which will give you more added advantages or more experiences. So you apply for the position, you get your employer who was A, for example, grants you a 3-year leave of absence, which is renewable once. This can also be like when you go for further studies or something like that, or when you get a job outside there.
Honorable Chair, we cannot hear the witness. She's not speaking to the mic.
Please, Irene, can you speak to the mic, please?
Okay.
And if that mic is portable, eh? Okay, proceed.
I'm sorry, probably because this is new, sorry. What I'm saying is, when you're given a leave of absence, he was asking advantages of having a leave of absence, for example, as an entity, as a government entity. And I say that, of course, the employee is granted a chance to get more experiences from this entity that he will still revert back to the first employer. That is what I was trying to explain to him. Thank you.
The question was, in this case, there is a county government as an entity. Like you have talked of, you are transiting from the public service commission to the Nandi County government. What now from the same entity is leave of absence allowed in the same entity?
You know...
Yeah, allow them.
Can you put on the mic, Irene, and speak to the mic and answer the question, please? Is the same leave of absence applies to the same entity?
Same employer.
Same employer.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't get the question.
You are saying leave of absence, you take from one entity to another. So if it's the same employer, are you allowed to?
Same employer, I am not sure.
Thank you.
The issue of Mosby, I direct Madam Nancy to answer that question. How many officers in Nandi County are benefiting from leave of absence?
Chair, that I can't tell, because when I took over office as acting CEO, I was not handed over any records. So I don't want to confirm who is on what, because there was no handing over.
When did you took over?
in 2023 November.
Chair, does it mean you operate with without the records of the government?
You know, I'm under oath, and I can confirm that when I took over in November 2023, and the entire team can confirm, the person who keeps the records of the board is the CEO. And if the CEO does not hand over the records, where else could I have found the records?
So what are you taking over?
I just picked up from there because we did letters to the outgoing CEO, but we didn't get any communication.
Allow me one for the CEO. So I am working in the Department of Health and I want to take a leave of absence and work with the Department of Education. As a CEO, will you allow me?
You know, the law does not prohibit. It is not express that it says you cannot work in the same entity on leave of absence.
Which law are you referring to?
The regulations also. That law that provides for leave of absence is silent on whether it can be within the same organization.
Which law? Can you confirm?
The PSC regulations, 2020.
Maybe you can cite for us if it's possible.
Okay, maybe so that we conclude on that, Mheshimiwa.
Chair.
Let me put a question that will just rest that issue. From all of you, have you ever sat to approve such request?
No.
Irene?
No.
Mogoi?
No.
Madam Nancy?
No.
Thank you. Let us proceed.
Can I read what I wanted to read, Honorable Chair?
Okay.
I'm reading, and I would like the witnesses to listen carefully. Section 58, composition of the County Public Service. 1. The County Public Service Board shall comprise a chairperson appointed in accordance with Section 58A. At least 3, but not more than 5 members appointed in accordance with Section 58A. A certified public secretary of good professional standing, nominated and appointed by the governor with the approval of the County Assembly, who shall be the secretary to the board. The witnesses are not listening. This is not some exercise in futility. Now, I would like to read 58.3. And this is what I would like you to listen to carefully. A person shall not be appointed as a member under subsection 1 if that person shall be qualified, that is, shall be qualified to be appointed, if that person satisfies the provisions of chapter 6. And this is the one that I would like us to get in. B, is not a state or a public officer. So just for the record, I would like, Chairman, that the witnesses confirm to this committee whether or not they are public officers, either in the affirmative or not, yes or no.
Mogoi.
Yes, Chair.
The issue is, are you a public servant? The answer to the affirmative, yes or no.
To the extent of this appointment.
Answer the question.
No.
You are not a public servant.
Yes.
Did you resign?
I no longer work with the TSC.
Did you resign?
I was given a permanent transfer to the county government.
I'm asking a question. Did you resign? Yes or no?
Yes.
You resigned.
By being given a permanent transfer, it means you have resigned. I cease to be a member of TSC.
Chair, please. I know much about HR. you cannot be given a permanent transfer if there is no request of the same. And request of the same means you must resign.
There was a request from the CS. I resigned.
What are the policies of the TSC when you permanently transfer to a different job?
It is a resignation.
Did you resign?
Yes.
Do you have a copy?
Yes.
And a copy of resignation letter and acknowledgement from the TSC of the same. And kindly provide, you said you have your resignation letter and the acknowledgement of resignation by the TSC. Provide to this house through the chair.
Honorable Chair, just to follow up on what my brother said, I think we will not even look for him. We will not wait for him to look for them. You are vetted in this house.
Yes.
And you had a questionnaire. Did you feel it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So let's hope that things will tie down together. You can ask the rest of the witnesses, Honorable Chairman.
Irene?
As far as I know, no.
Didn't resign.
No.
You didn't resign.
I got leave of absence, which means I'm not serving that entity.
According to section 58.3, that is where the question comes in. You didn't resign, yes or no?
No.
Thank you. The Vice Chair?
I'm a retired teacher. I'm a retired teacher.
When did she retire?
When was your retirement?
I retired in the year 2019.
When was your appointment?
2019 November.
And when was your retirement?
31st. At that time. You see, Chair?
Honorable Vice,
Yes.
for clarity,
Yes.
can you give the specific dates and months?
When I retired, I can
You
even
retired
supply
when?
you the letter.
You retired when?
I retired in the end of 2019.
When were you appointed into the Public Service Board?
2019.
When?
November
Dates?
31st.
31st?
Of October.
Of October. And you retired in
That same year.
November.
Yes. You know the reason why,
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chair. Let us proceed to the next
What
item.
about you didn't ask the CEO, Chairman?
I couldn't resign because this is an acting appointment. It is not permanent.
The
Chair.
question is, through the chair, are you a public servant?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us move to the next item.
Honorable Chair, before we move, allow me pose this question to our able chair.
And I want honorable members,
Just
when we raise an issue, let us not go back, please. So, or maybe let me allow you, but going forward, when an issue is raised, please let us
Thank
not
you so
go
much.
back.
So,
Honorable Tolole.
Thank you so much. To our chair, I think she owned the process of to and fro Kaimosi, the time Honorable Sarah asked. So I want to ask her, are you admitting now that you violated the law in employing the persons you gave them revocation letters, the 1,899, Madam Chair?
Honorable Chairs, I have said this is a matter in court. Otherwise, the board's decisions are corporate and the board makes decisions that are based on its processes.
Honorable Chair, you owned the process of employing these 1,899 workers. Now, do you agree with me that, or you admit that you violated the law
Chair, I think this is a house of records, and I'm sorry if I've smiled again. I had been asked by the Honorable Member Chair whether Kaimosi was done by us and revocation was done by us. And in Kaimosi, I said it was a process of verifying stuff, right? And this matter is in the court. Let it rest there. Otherwise, the board makes decisions that are lawful, and the board takes responsibility for whatever decisions it makes.
Okay, maybe to guide on this. Honorable Vice Chair, do you agree that all the letters for the 1899 employees originated from the service board? Is it a true position? Is it a true position?
What I admitted was the revocation letters.
No, Honorable Chair, I'm guiding on the question. Is it a true position that the appointment letters for the 1899 employees, did it originate from the Nandi County Public Service Board?
No, that is why we revoked.
We have another body issuing letters of appointment to employees. Do we have another parallel body? Is it the position?
Not any that we are aware of.
Chair, if that is not the case, which letters were you revoking? If those were not your letters, which one are you revoking?
This matter is, the substance of this matter is
I
sub
think,
judice.
honorable members, honorable
serious.
members,
No.
I think it is becoming clear. So let us proceed.
But Chair, maybe or part of the letters, because Chair, if I don't have something which belongs to you, what are you revoking? Chair, I think that should be answered.
As I said, this matter in court is the legality of whatever happened, the legality of the revocation, the legality of the letters, as to whether the board issued letters and revoked them. It is in court.
Honorable Chair, just as a
I think,
follow-up.
honorable members, we let us leave that issue to rest.
Honorable Chair,
because
so that we are not hanging, Honorable Chair, may I request, could the Vice Chair clarify what was revoked? What was revoked? What exactly was revoked?
What was revoked was upon analysis of the payroll.
No, I asked a simple
Yes.
question.
Letters that had been issued
So just
irregularly.
Just so that we understand, can somebody revoke what they did not issue?
You can revoke an irregular letter.
So these letters, had you already admitted them?
No.
Even before we go there, Chairman, are you saying that you revoked employment or you revoked letters?
We did revocation of
What was it that you revoked?
18 persons.
What did
We
you revoke?
revoked the employment, the irregular employments.
So you revoked employment. And I wish to draw your attention to the Act, and particularly so 59.
And Honorable Chair,
The witness
we
is, okay.
are not allowed by law as a body that can be sued and sue to discuss a matter whose substance is already in the
Honorable
court of
members,
law.
I think this issue should be left to rest. The information that has been captured is enough for the committee to make conclusion on it.
Honorable Chair. Yes, Chair, because this one has...
Let us proceed, please.
Chair, as you make the ruling, this one has to come up clearly.
Yes.
The same party chair are going against the same court because as at now, they have gone ahead and advertised something that it is within the court. As we speak again now, Chair, they are going on with the negotiation of other members, and all those are within the court. I wish that the chair, acting chair, has used that one as a blanket chair. That one has to be noted before the case rests.
Honorable Chair, and that's why I think maybe as a leader of this committee, maybe the witness can only say that she does not wish to cooperate with us, which is okay. If she chooses not to cooperate with us, we will be happy. You can just say, the witness can say, we don't want to cooperate with this committee. We are, if she feels as if we are forcing her, then it is
okay,
or forcing them.
honorable members and Madam Chair, the issue has been raised. Are you ready to cooperate with this ad hoc committee?
With all due respect, Chair, we have come here
The question
honoring
is,
the summons.
the question is, are you ready to cooperate?
Yes.
Irene,
Yes.
be on the mic, please.
Yes.
Mogoi,
Yes.
Madam Nancy.
Yes.
Now, the issue that has been raised here is that is it the same board that is revoking the letters? Is it the one that issued the letters? If you can just give an answer to that, that issue can rest there.
Why the board revoked those employments is because it came to its attention that those employments were irregular.
Based on what?
Based on the analysis that the board had done
On which analysis?
of the payroll at that time.
Now, Honorable Vice Chair, you are under oath and you have lied to this committee. Earlier you stated that you are not in charge of the payroll. And now you are saying, after the analysis of the payroll, how can you do an analysis on something that is not under your jurisdiction?
I'm sorry, Chair. What I meant,
You are sorry for doing what?
for construing that we are in charge of the payroll. We are not.
Thank you. Maybe honorable members.
Chair,
you
one
can
more
tap-
important thing that I want to ask the board, Chair. In an event where there is proper recruitment process, how do you transit an employee who has been procedurally employed to the payroll to ensure the integrity process is not in any way injured or prone to manipulation? How do you transit the information to the payroll department? And what are the processes of approvals before it gets into the payroll?
Thank you, Chair. And in that case, we are cooperating in this one because once the department identifies a need and requests or sends indents through the county secretary to the Public Service Board, the Public Service Board recruits through its process by advertising and listing the persons, shortlisting them, does interviews and selection. And once that is done, the board communicates that same decision to the county secretary for onward transmission. And our point as the board ends at communicating to the county secretary. The county secretary then can explain what happens until the person is paid. Otherwise, for the board, we take through the process and forward whatever decisions have been made, plus the persons, to the county secretary.
Thank you, Chair. How then were these irregularly employed workers got into the payroll if the system is already set? Who is responsible for transiting the same information of those who are irregularly employed to the payroll until that time he or she receives a pay slip? Who transited within the board and the structure of the county service board? Who is to take blame? There must be somebody who must have been responsible for transiting this information to the payroll. Is it true? And who is that?
Yes, somebody has to take responsibility. And I think the whole mystery will be unraveled someday, because the board's mandate ends at forwarding names of persons that have been appointed to the county secretary, and that is where the mandate of the board ends.
Chair, to help this, Chair, there is an ICT material I would request that it is shared.
Chair,
so that it's a public function.
Okay, maybe the ICT team, please.
Chair,
as you prepare that content, what is it about?
Follow up on the same as asked by Honorable Pate on due diligence. Now that you are revoking these letters, did you follow due diligence maybe to ascertain who is genuine and who is not genuine before you revoked?
And Chair, as I have said, this matter is in court. We as the board are in court. We would not like to be contemptuous and discussing the matter or the substance of this matter that is already in court.
If you have followed the process of hiring, we are just asking the question on the revocation part. Because if the employment part you have answered it well, the revocation part is not a matter of sub judice, because if you answered the question on the procedure. And now my question is just, did you follow due diligence in the revocation, like ascertaining who is a cost worker and who is not?
And again, Chair, on supplementary question. Are the Vice Chair aware that those who are revoked are also staff who are seconded by the national government? Are you aware? But before that, answer the question from my colleague.
Maybe the letter, we are not aware. But what happened was, with the revocation letter, we gave opportunity. In fact, that revocation letter was asking people who had any complaints or had any issues with that letter to record to the board.
Okay, maybe for guidance, the Vice Chair, there is an issue that has been raised by Honorable Tarbey. And the issue here is, you've clearly elaborated the procedures of employment. What Tarbey is asking is now the vice versa of it.
Or may I ask this way, Chair?
So like if people find themselves in the payroll and they have not gone through the process?
Maybe I can explain to our chair, to our chair. Now you have followed the due process of recruitment. You forwarded legal names, valid names, no real people. Like a doctor, for example, a neurosurgeon, you forwarded the name through public service. Now, when you are revoking the letter, did you follow due diligence to ascertain, like you are the ones who forwarded a surgeon or a nurse, for example, to the public service board? The same person was employed procedurally. Now revoking the letter. Now remember, these are the people you hired legally. Like, for example, a maternity attendant, for example, a nurse, is in the process of attending to a matter who is maybe expectant. Then suddenly he finds that a letter has been revoked. Yet the same nurse, you forwarded procedurally her hiring. That's why I'm asking, did you follow, after now realizing that maybe there are people who are not hired procedurally, was there not due diligence to ascertain maybe those whom you yourself employed regularly? Because it's affected, because we saw what we saw yesterday outside there were real doctors who have been attending to patients from Kapsabet. And for record, Chair, Honorable Lesaba is the vice chair is a respected lady, for example. When Mospe says she's smiling, I'm wondering how she can be about a smile when a newborn baby was abandoned in the hospital. Someone is dying because a doctor was quoted, a coast doctor, yet the same doctor was, his or her name was forwarded procedurally, and she found him or herself in the payroll. So the due diligence part is what we are asking.
Okay.
Chair,
Honorable members,
I want to read something
allow
on the Constitution, Chair. that
Okay,
will also
before
guide.
you read, let me give the Vice Chair.
Okay, through the chair, on the same note. So may I ask the board, or maybe the Vice Chair, what informed you that the staff that were confirmed 2023 are not fit and they had to be deleted from the payroll? Who informed the board? Or on what criteria did you use to arrive into that the staff confirmed 2023 were not fit and they had to be deleted from the payroll?
Chair.
Okay, Mheshimiwa Bett, because we have an issue that has been raised.
It revolves around the very same issue.
Allow me the issue to be answered so that I will give you to read the Constitution. And maybe the question is, Vice Chair, you do due diligence during recruitment. Is that right or wrong?
True.
You do due diligence.
Yes.
Now, give the vice versa of it.
Due diligence during recruitment. And our recruitments are done in the proper and procedural way. First and foremost, and I am sorry, that the board has never declared anybody unfit. I'm sorry for that. Because he said what made the board to declare some who are not fit to hold the offices. Number two, any person whose employment was revoked was given an opportunity to appeal to the board if they were genuine employees. And that process, nobody has stopped it. So as far as the board is concerned, there is nobody who has been unfairly removed and has come to complain and has not been listened to.
Okay. The ICT team, please. As Honorable Bett reads the part of the Constitution, can you play the contents by Honorable Mosbe? Proceed, Honorable Bett.
Thank you, Chair.